1v4 and everything like that, and now he's emoting. Just so you know, when I come off this checkpoint, I'm about to dust every person in this lobby. Your whole team's done. Hell no. What is up, YouTube? I'm back at you with a video for the Division 2. I got a nice build video for you guys, something that I think you guys will like and enjoy. It's a really fun build. It's a really fun build to get into and PvP with. It's good in PvE too, but it's mostly a PvP build. It's a build that I've been using for most of the update for TU6. It's a really fun build, actually. I actually do enjoy this build. I think the build is actually on par. It's pretty good. I think the build could keep up with a lot of builds that people are making, especially clutch builds. That's why I made this build, to counter clutch a little bit, something out there, but we're gonna hop into it. First things first, on this whole build I have 427k armor, 83k health. My skill power isn't really up there because it's not really a skill build. It's pretty low skill power. As you can see, my hive and my secret healer are pretty low, but we're not really using it for that. I have a FAMAS, I have a Merciless. We'll get into these weapons and talents I have for the gun. I have 2-piece True Patriot China like backpack, Gila mask. I have a Gila holster. I have Fenris gloves and another True Piece Patriot for the bonus armor. We're gonna get right into the build. We're gonna see every detail into it. First things first, I got the True Patriot mask, giving you 10% total armor. I have 9% crit chance and 20k health on it with an assault rifle and weapon damage mod. I went for a little bit higher crit chance in this build just to put more DPS out, since this is a DPS build. China Lake backpack, I have 10% explosion damage on it. I have the 10% weapon damage. I have 13,000 health and 16,000 armor with spark and hardened. And I have a utility mod on there for increased bleed duration. Now, spark is one of the main talents on this build. We will get into why it's so useful, why everything stacks so well with this build and this talent on the build. This build is complete, like, synergy. Like, Everything works together with this build so good, and that's why I like it. Spark is really good, really useful. The Merciless that you have on your back has a holster talent. The holster talent gives you that explosion damage. You have 5% crit chance that a bullet deals explosive damage, so it works really good. The chest piece, I have Berserk and 1 piece Gila. I have 2 piece Gila altogether, but this one has 25% total armor, crit chance, Berserk. I have 3 mods on it. I have 2 defensive mods and another offensive mod for more assault rifle weapon damage. The 2 mods that I have for defensive is total armor. You can run either, or you can run health mods, armor mods, whatever mods you want to use. Basically, this is a blueprint for what you guys want to see or make. The gloves is Fenris for the 10% assault rifle damage. I have crit chance on it with 12% AR damage, and kneecap. Now kneecap is the main important talent on this build. As if you don't know, kneecap allows you to shoot somebody the waist down and make them bleed. You get that 10 seconds bleed damage. Now, like I said, the weapons has Sadist, Allegro, Greased, with all stability mods, and extended mag, and a crit chance mod. Like I said, you want most crit chance you can get, and you want Sadist. Sadist gives you 30% damage to bleeding enemies. Now that works so good with kneecap. A lot of people are trying to use the Stinger Hive. Throw it down, you can hit it with bleed. I feel like it's not really that good to use a Stinger Hive. That requires too much work. So I came up with kneecap. I put kneecap on the build because all you gotta do is shoot him in the waist, and you get that bleed damage for 10 seconds, and then that activates Sadist, which gives you 30% weapon damage. Now you stack that with the backpack, with Spark. You stack that with Merciless. The holster talent is 100% explosive damage. You have 5% chance that one of your bullets out of your mag is gonna explode. When that explodes, you get the 15% weapon damage. You understand what I'm saying? 15% weapon damage. Then you got the holster that I'm using, has crit chance and 20% health. Well, 22% or 22,000 health actually, sorry. And then you have an offensive mod on that as well, 2 of them. And then I have the knee pads. The knee pads has total armor on it to give me more armor. Then I have a defensive mod and another assault rifle damage mod. Altogether, like I said, this build is crazy. This build is too fun. It's straight DPS. Like, everything works so well together. Like, you have your kneecap. When you shoot somebody in the waist, you make them bleed. It's not a strong bleed. It's annoying because your screen does go red, but it's not really a strong bleed at all. It's just a bleed to help activate everything all at once. Because when you're shooting people, you activate the bleed, you activate the spark, and that's 45% weapon damage, like, all popped up at once. The burst damage is crazy. You know, the weapon damage is at 21k, PvP weapon damage is at 14k, your crit chance is at 37%, 37.5, almost 40% crit chance on this build. So, majority of your bullets you're shooting are all crits. So not only are you hitting them so hard with all the damage that you have crits too. So it's the DPS on it is outrageous. You can melt through basically anybody. Clutch builds, this keeps up with clutch builds off rip. Like, I face tank many clutch builds, and majority of the people that I fight with clutch, you really don't lose to. I mean, if you face tank a good clutch build, you might lose, you might not lose, but I don't know if a lot of people know, when you're fighting a clutch build, you don't face tank that clutch build. You shoot when they stop shooting. They're reloading, that's when you shoot, because when they shoot, that's when they get their health, their armor, their health bar really don't go down. You never really want to face tank a clutch build. It's literally, you shoot when they're reloading. When they shoot, you strafe or move around. You shoot when they're reloading. That's how you really kill a clutch build. But other than that, this build really does keep up with those builds. This build's fun. It has DPS. It has armor. You know, it's 430k armor, 83k health. It's pretty tanky. It's a good group build. It's a good, you know, solo build. I have another build that I use for solo. It's literally the same exact build, but with Bloodsucker. 411k armor, 100k health. Crit chance on that build is a little bit lower though. It's got a little bit lower damage, but it's a build that you run solo, or if you're fighting a bunch of clutch in the lobby, you get that Bloodsucker proc. It's pretty fun too. But all in all, this build is amazing. You know, you got 40% crit chance almost. You have 21k weapon damage. You have Spark. You have not Bloodsucker. Sadist with the bleed, you have Kneecap to apply the bleed, you have Berserk to face tank and melt people. You know, this build is, all in all, one of my favorite builds so far. TU6 came out and it made a lot of weapons versatile and everything like that. This is the one build I was talking about with the Bloodsucker. Like I said, you could put Bloodsucker with this build. It's the same exact build, as a different chest piece and a different holster to activate the Bloodsucker with more health, to give you the 11 defensive attributes. With TU6 came out, everybody was nervous because when I first got on, all the heals were gone. You really can't use heals anymore, so basically a resort to go back to straight damage, and a lot of people going back to clutch because it heals you. It's an easier way to get healed and not die as fast, but I will never go towards clutch. I always stay till this. But drop a like, drop a comment, let me know what you guys think about the build. Subscribe if you're new to the channel.